I want to give you a proper introduction to Optimus. If you've been around this channel for quite some time, then you probably know that during the beginning of this year, I had the incredible opportunity to have a Ram TRX as my sort of like daily driver to make a commercial video with. And it was a completely ridiculous car in every single way that you can imagine. But the sound of that thing though, I love it. But unfortunately, if I wanted to keep that car, it would have cost me around $200,000 here in Sweden. That is not even including the gas cost, because wow, I think I'd have to go out and say, hey, no one else can drive a car because I need all gas. Jokes aside though, I love that car. It was a freaking amazing car. If you ever get the chance to try it, highly recommend it. And thank you to AC for lending me the car to make the video. But during the spring of 2022, I actually ordered my own Toyota RAV4 2023 plug-in hybrid Prime Edition. At least I think it's Prime Edition, because here in Sweden we say Style, but in the US it's called Prime. I don't know the difference, but it's a plug-in hybrid, 306 horsepower. I love it. I wanted this car to not only reflect my personality a whole lot, but also make it feel a little bit like a special ops car. And I guess, hey, I'm a huge fan of the design of the RAV4. I think they have succeeded with this a whole lot, but some of the modifications that I've done to the car makes it look a little bit over the top compared to other RAV4s. So here in the front, we have a bull bar. It is dead on there. I had to do a little bit of adjustments to the grille here. I had to cut away a tiny piece of this. This is the mount that you attach the bull bar to. And it was actually kind of easy because you only needed to remove the bumper to be able to attach that. And the bumper is just a few clips and then you're done. Next up is going to be these grille lights. They make the car, in my opinion, look really badass. I love having the orange glow, and it makes it look a little bit over the top. They are from an American company that's called Factor 4. And what I like about these are the fact that they take the original piece that's usually here, and then they just cut a hole and 3D print a LED attachment so that you just, it's sort of like plug and play, super simple. I got a lot of help from a friend of mine when I connected the grille lights, but we also did a cool thing so that the lights are not lit up when you're driving in the dark, because there's no need to, and it's actually legal here in Sweden. So under here, we have put a relay that is connected to the low beams of the car. So whenever the low beams turn on, the grille light turns off, and that is connected to the DRL instead. So the position lighting or the side lighting, whatever you want to call it, are the ones that activates these. So whenever they glow, these glow. But when the low beams or high beams turn on, these turn off. It sounds complicated, but it's actually way easier than I thought it would be. And then I have some new headlights for the car from a brand that's called Alpha Rex USA. These lights, I love them. The look that they give your car when you start it up is just so incredibly good. It's like, and when you're driving, when it's dark outside, it really gives you a powerful low beam, but even more so powerful high beam. And they have this sort of like bluish tint to them, which makes them look really aggressive, and they have straight lines down on the road, so it looks like zoom. Down here in the bottom, we also got an LED ramp, as you can see right there, and is mounted behind the grille, which makes it sort of like hidden, and it's not as easy for people to steal it. I think that this is what it looks like when you have the capability to harness the power of the sun. It is a 32-inch LED bar from a brand called Strands. I also like the fact that I don't have to mount anything to the bull bar and give it a little bit more clean look. Another thing I got is gas pistons, so that the hood opens itself. I don't have to use this. Honestly, I don't know why Toyota doesn't include them in a $65,000 car, but I ordered mine from Amazon and I can highly recommend them because they are sturdy and they feel good. And I mean, like, they cost $29, so it's not that much. I also installed the lift kit from a brand called Torque to give it like 2.5-inch raise. And if you're a handy guy or girl, then it's actually going to be quite simple for you to install it by yourself. I did it together with a friend, and I think it went in under 2.5 hours. But it definitely helps to give that super mean pickup vibe to the truck that you otherwise don't get with the RAV4. Let's talk about these bad boys that doesn't help at all with the fuel economy. Since I'm a huge fan of American pickup trucks, I wanted this to resemble that in a sense. So I went with the Nokian Outpost AT tires that is 245 wide and then have a 65 profile on 17-inch rims. Making your car look like an off-road truck means that you gotta have a high profile on your tires. And that is why I went with these 17-inch rims from Black Rhino. They are matte black, which gives it a mean sort of look, but it also makes them incredibly easy to keep clean because they don't look dirty, even though they are incredibly dirty. You know, it's one of those bonuses that you get with having black stuff, I guess. But when I mounted these rims onto the car for the first time, I actually just got stuck because they were scraping on the, what do you call it, like the brake pad thing here. So I needed to order spacers that was 15 millimeters wide, but also to give it a little bit meaner look. And as you can see, like the tires is almost outside of the fender of the car. I didn't want to push them too far out because that would just make the car look weird, but pushing them out a little bit makes it look more aggressive and have a wider stance. So I think that looks cool. And if you're wondering how it is to drive with spacers, so far I have had absolutely no issues, and I have around, let's see, 8,000 kilometers, I think. 800 mil, som vi säger I Sverige. To keep the sort of special ops vibe that I wanted to have, I also put on some side steps. It's like, I don't need them, but I do think it makes the car look a lot more aggressive and more rugged. And I do like the fact that if I need to, I can sort of like stand here instead of actually putting my feet out into the dirty mud or whatever it might be. So it's definitely a nice feature to have, and it also helps my son to get into the car, which is nice. First, I was kind of unsure if I wanted to have mud flaps on the car, but now after having them on the car for a little bit more than 3 weeks, I think it helps with the overall look. It looks really good, and it also helps to keep the car a little bit more clean. It was a lot of dirt just flying up here. I replaced the exhaust tips here in the back as well to make it a little bit more aggressive. Not that it makes anything for the actual performance of the car, but it does look a lot cooler to have black exhaust tips rather than chromed. The brand is APR, and when they are not dirty, as they are right now, they look super clean. You have sort of like a gloss black finish to them. And this edition of the RAV4 is two-tone, so you have all the details here in a color that Toyota calls Attitude Black. It absolutely makes the exhaust tips blend together with the entire look of the car. There also used to be some emblems here that I have removed, mainly because I'm not entirely done yet, but I'm going to show you soon what kind of emblem that I'm going to put here. I do think that I'm going to remove these emblems here in the back as well. Not entirely sure though, I haven't decided, but having the all black would be nice. Hello! It's starting to get dark outside. Okay, so we got a panoramic roof. At first I thought it was going to be sort of like a gimmick thing, but I realized that when my kid is sitting here in the back and when my fiance is sitting here in the back as well, it gets a lot brighter and it's a more comfortable environment to actually travel in than if I were to have just a black ceiling. It has the updated touch interface, which is really responsive, and when going in between different things, there's no lag whatsoever. I really like this, you know, that it connects to CarPlay almost instantly as soon as I sit down into the car. No more stick shift, I'm going automatic. We have the sport button right here. Oi. One of my absolute favorite features with this entire car is the fact that I have ventilated seats. No more ass sweat when driving the car. It's just like, it's unexplainably good. And I've never had that in a car before. This is actually the first time when I'm having an entirely new car. I also ordered this insert on Amazon. It cost me like $10, and it's kind of sleek because you can put your phone here and then the passenger can have their phone there. In the middle here, we got a extra lid, I guess you can say. If I want, I can have the storage in the bottom, but then use this as sort of like the main things that I need. Take a look at this, huh? SD card, you never know when it comes in handy. Good to put here. Another thing that is really cool is this. Digital rear view mirror. Turn off and turn on. First, I was a little bit skeptic about it, but then the more I've used it, the more I come to like it. Especially when someone is sitting in the middle and you have their head in the middle of the mirror. That is an issue that is gone now. And having the option to switch it on or off is also something that is really nice. I've been paying for all of these things myself, so there's no sponsorship included or anything like that. I just wanted to make the video because I'm hyped about how the look of the car sort of like reflects me and the way that I want my car to look. And maybe if you can draw some inspiration of making your own Toyota RAV4 look sick, or buy some things, maybe the same tires and rims that I got, put on your truck, then that would be super cool. There is a couple of things that I don't like about the car though, and one of the things is that the gas tank is incredibly small. I think it can fit in around 35 to 40 liters of gasoline, and the hybrid system works pretty good, but it's like they advertise an 80-kilometer range on the battery alone, but with these tires and, you know, driving mainly highway, I would say that the max that I get out of it is around 60. So it's not that much. And voila! Now I have introduced you to Optimus. If you've stayed for this long in the video, I'm gonna show you something. I don't know if you can see me down here, but where I'm walking right now, the house is going to be. It's very hard to sort of like build a, how do you say, a vision of how everything is going to look like once it's up, because right now there's just a huge pile of rocks and a big open space. The area that I'm walking into right now is going to be the future PL studio. It's something that I'm having a very hard time to grasp. I just wanted to pop in and say thank you for being part of the journey, because without you, none of this would have been possible to do. And I appreciate every one of you that watches my videos, whether you're, you know, watching them in the middle of the night or in the middle of the day, or, you know, just when you have a lunch break or sitting in the bathroom. Thank you. I appreciate you.